Welcome, welcome, welcome. How do you do? This is Money Tips for Lash and Brow Artists, bits of advice for beauty professionals. Hi there, I am Tanya, the eyebrow lady. I'm so happy to be here with you today. This session has been sponsored by 5D Beauty Coaching. This time of learning and getting better and personal development is all just for you. So we hope we're able to glean some great tips today. And here I am. I love to talk about finances. I love to talk about beauty. And just to share a little bit of my background, I started out as a banker. And during my time as a banker, I learned a lot about savings, about investing, about all these different types of things to help you create wealth. I worked for a very popular bank in North Carolina, started out as a banker and then became a corporate trainer in that same company, and also taught home buyer courses as well for our community there, community residents. So it was a great experience, but all the while I always loved beauty. Beauty would not leave me alone. So I went back to school and became a cosmetologist. I started doing hair for maybe a year or so, but then I gravitated to brows and lashes. That is my true love. And from there, started my own brow and lash salon. So I have always loved that part of beauty, but I just want to talk with you guys about the importance of marrying the two, beauty and finance. Well, to get started, it's all about the mindset. And that's one thing that is so important whenever we're creating a shift. As brow artists, as lash artists, as hairstylists, makeup artists, and barbers, we have a special mindset, one of creativity, one in which we have to focus. Each and every day, we know we have our goals set. We know who's on our book for the day. We know what the schedule is. We may have walk-ins. We may have people that have already picked their appointments, and we know their services. We know the products we have to have ready to go. We know how we have to prepare for our client. But we have to take that same mindset and apply it to ourselves and our own finances. We have the gift of some type of beauty in our hands. Like I said, whether it's hair, lashes, or whatever, it's a gift. It's something that we have within us. It's a gift in our hands, the ability to make others feel beautiful and look great. But with that, we ought to be able to take that special gift and create the future that we want for ourselves and for our families. So truly, we want to create that mindset that comes from the grind and the focus and determination from our beauty profession, and apply that to finances. And that's what we're going to do today. It's about a shift. It's about learning. It's about personal and professional development. And like I said, I have made mistakes along the way. And through that, I've become stronger. I've learned better ways to do things. So I'm hoping in our time today that my experiences will help you create the wealth you've always wanted. But we have to start with the basics. From there, we can build. What is it that we need to know? Key points for building wealth. We have to go back to the basics. Some of the things that I want us to do in order to shift our mindset are things that may seem elementary, may seem a little tedious, but they will help us in the shift. The first thing that we need to do is we have got to list your goals. And when you list them, I don't want you to put it in your phone. I want you to write it down. Write it down on a piece of paper, maybe take a screenshot of that. But I want you to write it down. There is a power in writing it down. And I want you to look at your goals daily. I don't care if they're personal, financial, professional. Write those goals down. Then we have to learn to track our money. We're going to talk about that today. And also in changing our mindset and shifting, we have to read the books. What books do you say, eyebrow lady? Well, I've got a list of some books for you to start with today. Another thing we have to do, we have to invest early while time is on our side. That is so important. And I don't care what you know or don't know about the stock market or savings accounts or various investment vehicles. It doesn't matter. You could start very basic with your investing. And as you add to it and you're consistent and you create the disciplines to save and put your money aside, to track your money, budget, your money will grow. Your money that you save will begin to make more money. That is the objective. So, beauty and finance go hand in hand. It is so important. It is not enough for us just to be creative and make everyone else feel beautiful, and our finances don't reflect the hard work that we do each and every day. So, we want to create beautiful finances, the ones that are abundant, the ones that grow, the ones that allow us to live the life we wanted to live. And I'm not talking about stuff. I'm talking about financial freedom, to travel, not to have to worry about money, to truly live the abundant life. All right, let's get into it. List your goals, be strategic. It's always important to think about, what is my why? WHY. What is my why? Why do I want to create wealth? Why do I even want to, think about ways to improve my finances? Why? And in that, let's dig deep. What are the real reasons? It's not just to buy a bag. It's not just to look like I'm doing something on Instagram. It's not that. Is it a feeling that I'm trying to achieve? Is it the ability to do something I've always wanted to do? Is it access? Is it wanting to help my kids, have the educational opportunities that they deserve? What is the real why that you want to even take this step? So in doing that, I want you to remember this acronym, SMART, when it comes to your goals. So with the S, it needs to be specific with your goals. If it is a financial goal, how much do you want to save, or how much do you want to pay off, in terms of your specific goal? It needs to be very specific. M, it needs to be measurable. How am I doing in terms of reaching my goal? I'm going to add $10 every week to my account until I achieve this particular level. Is it attainable? Is it reasonable? And of course, we know that anything can happen, but we do want to make sure it's something that we know that we can achieve. Because for many of us, we may really feel like we don't have any money to save. We don't have any money to invest. We don't have any money to pay off credit card debt. But yes, you do. You do, and we're going to find it. But it has to be attainable, even if it's in small increments. Is the goal relevant? Is it relevant to me? Not to what everyone else is doing. They may be buying houses, cars, and all of that, but that has nothing to do with me. What is relevant in my situation that will help me create the life I want to live? Then it needs to be time bound. Okay? Put a date on it. Put a time on it. When do I want to see these things manifest in my life? Then in that, we will take action. We will take insurmountable action to make it happen. Now, this is one thing I know a lot of people, again, I know this is boring. I know a lot of people don't want to do this, but we got to track your money, spending within limits. As beauty professionals, it could be difficult to track spending. I know for many, our income can vary each week. You can have a really good week, or maybe have a week that's a little bit less, or it just fluctuates. But fortunately, there are some great apps to help us track our money. We really have to get in tune. We really have to connect with our money so that we know, gosh, am I spending a little bit too much money for food or at Starbucks? Am I wasting a little bit too much money on entertainment when I have some credit card debt that I need to tackle? It will allow you to see what your priorities are. Where you spend your money, those are your priorities. But a lot of times we don't know because we are used to, swiping our debit card or swiping a credit card. We're not really in a time of where, we spend, we pay a lot of things in cash where you feel that money leaving your hand. So here are some apps that you can use. Mint is one. That is an app. If you you can track it, on your phone. And Digit is another. I like Mint. You can basically connect it to your checking account, and then from there it will track your expenses and allow you to see percentages. How much did I spend in household, food, gas, whatever it might be, so that you can really get a sense of your spending habits. And in that, a lot of times it will give you some revelations. Some things that you really didn't realize in terms of your money. So try one of these apps. With Mint, here is the application is very easy to use. It basically will allow you to create pretty much a dashboard where you can see what your savings are, your expenses. It also allows you to link to any credit accounts so that you can see basically a running tally of your debt. It will also calculate your net worth. So with that, it gives you a financial picture, a snapshot of that picture, where you are today. And then that will, just seeing where you are and of course having your goals listed, will propel you to move forward, to see where you are, to have your goals where you know where you want to be. And then from there, just having the tools. You have to have the specifics. Like we said before, you've got to know your numbers. So no matter if they are not really what you want to see, that gosh, I have negative net worth, I have way more debt than I have savings, or I have no savings, that will allow you to at least know where you are, where my ground zero is. And I know from here is up, because I'm changing my habits, I'm changing my disciplines. So I will get on the other side of this. Mint will also, it also has features where you can see your credit score, where you are with your credit. And there's a lot of other great apps out here like Credit Sesame, and some others that are great with giving you tips of how to improve your credit. But again, use the apps to help you with your and connect to your finances. Hey, and if you're old school, you can write it down. Use a check register. I actually have like a business register that I like to use, where I actually record it with pen and paper, my expenses, my deposits, everything. So I know on any given day what's in my account, whether something is cleared or not. Connect with your money today. Know what comes in, know what comes out. It's so important. Fortunately, we have tools to help us. Okay, next we have got to control the money. I know we hear all of these phrases a lot of times in the beauty industry about, secure the bag and all of these different taglines and all of that. But hey, before we secure the bag, we need to know how to control our money, right? So in controlling our money, again, we're going to go back to the basics. Okay, here are some key points to building wealth. We have to learn our numbers. What are our numbers? How much do I have in savings? How much do I have in debt? What is my credit score? What are my bills? What are my payments? What are they due? Those are numbers. Okay, we need to know that like the back of our hand. We also have to create discipline to spend less and save more. Spend less and save more. It's got to be a part of our mindset. We've got to stick to a budget. I know that's boring. I know it's basic, but we do. We have to create a budget. We create a budget. We live within our budget. Then we are definitely reaching our goals where we will be free. We will have financial freedom. As beauty professionals, we can take our money and make it grow, but we have to control it. Next, we've got to pay ourselves first. Many of us, like I said, I've made mistakes before. I've done that thing where, especially in beauty, you kind of live out of the cash register. You make your money for the day, then you spend that. You make the money tomorrow, and then you spend that. But you can't grow like that. Okay? You cannot. So we will talk about that. We've got to save. We've got to pay our bills, pay them on time, and pay them off. And then we also have to think about matter of debt. Debt is one thing that will keep us from growing, keep us from achieving financial freedom. So we have to tackle that, and we can do it. Well, these are some interesting statistics here. 3 in 6 millennials have no savings. 4 in 5 millennials want to earn more. As beauty professionals, as lash, brow, makeup, hair artists, barbers, we're in a great position. There is such an evolution of beauty. There's so many things that we can do to create income. So many things, from products to services to digital services. I mean, the list is endless. So there are so many ways for us to make money, but we also have to figure out how to save money, and we also have to figure out how to invest it, how to make our money make more money. One thing we have to think about as beauty professionals, it will come a time where we need to be able to create income without using our hands, without having to stay at a chair in order to make money. We have to figure that out now. The younger, the better. But I believe we don't have to be in this number. We can definitely create our own numbers. Beauty professionals have the opportunity to create businesses that are 6 figures, 7 figures, whatever we want to do. The sky is the limit because there are so many streams. But in that, we have to create the disciplines. So even when we're making maybe 30,000, 40,000, we have to have good savings habits and discipline so that we can grow. Okay, we talked about mindset earlier, and we talked about that shift. So how do we do it? Especially if some of us, we haven't had that financial background, or maybe we've made some mistakes, or maybe we're in a hole, or maybe we're doing just fine right now, but we just know that there's more. So what we've got to do is we've got to read the books. We've got to listen to podcasts. We've got to go back to school. Just like we had to go to cosmetology school or esthetician school or barber school, to get the fundamentals, to get the tools, to get the practice that we needed to launch our skills in particular salons or spas or whatever. We've got to do the same thing when it comes to our finances, right? We've got to get the fundamentals. So we've got to read the books, and it's okay. I know we're busy, but to read the books is an investment in your knowledge. It teaches you something maybe you didn't know before. This is a time to get out of our comfort zone. When we're reading those particular books, it really exposes us to maybe principles or things we were unaware of. And on this slide, I have a few books here that are great to get started with. Think and Grow Rich. That's a very good book. The Richest Man in Babylon, as well as Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Excellent book to get started with, to just really talk about things to help you with your mindset, as well as your disciplines, as well as your principles, and even address some of your philosophies when it comes to money. Why is it that I've operated the way I have, in the past? What is it going to take for me to move forward? Then what I want you to do, try out some of these podcasts. Bigger Pockets is one of my favorite podcasts to listen to. I always hear something new, and I have some others listed here. But listen to the podcast. There's so many things on radio and TV to entertain us. But until we are where we're supposed to be in our finances, we don't have time to be entertained, in my opinion. We have time to get knowledge, seek knowledge, to talk to people, to seek mentors, to get the information so that we can grow. Life is not meant to be lived in one place. You may be at a point now where you're like, okay, eyebrow lady, I hear you, but okay, so what do I need to do? Like, what action do we need to take? And I have some simple things that you could consider. One is open an Acorns account. I don't know if you've heard of that, but that is a great way to just get started right where you are. Right where you are is a good place to get started. Acorns is an app. You can go check that out. And it's very simple because it invests your spare change. It invests your roundup. So if you make a purchase, it rounds it up, and then it takes that roundup and puts it into your Acorns investment account. And trust me, you don't even feel it. You don't even feel it, but your account is growing. Then on top of that, you can set up an automatic transfer weekly from your checking account to your Acorns account. You don't have to do anything other than set up the transfer. So if all you have is $5 that you can say, I'm not going to get that Starbucks this week, I'm going to put this in my Acorns account, you can set up a transfer for $5, for $10, and it goes directly into your Acorns account where it will be invested for you based on your risk level. Acorns will ask you certain questions to just see what your tolerance level is in terms of risk. Then they will create the investment portfolio for you. That's the beauty of it. And it consists of stocks, bonds, exchange traded funds. It's taken care of for you just to get started. And you of course will want to learn about stocks and all of that, but we need to take advantage of the time that is on our side. And the wonderful thing about Acorns is they will put you in a portfolio that is diversified to help you protect your money while it's growing. Invest the money in the stock market, and you can see it growing. It even gives you the ability to see your potential. Like if you want a certain amount by the time you're 55, you can play around with those numbers to see how much I need to save weekly to do that. So open an Acorns account. You could probably open it up in maybe 10-15 minutes. Is super simple, and you can get started today. You could start right now. So with the Acorns account, it looks like this. It has a dashboard on there so you can see how it all works. So just get started. What are you waiting for? Just do it. Henry Thoreau said, wealth is the ability to fully experience life. I don't know about you, but I don't want to halfway experience life. I want to fully experience life. When we're old and gray, we want to be full. That's what we want. So as being beauty professionals, we are able to create the life we've always wanted to live while we are actively working, and live the life we desire when we walk away from the chair, we walk away from the business, or we fully retire or want to just maybe switch paths and do something else. This will allow us to truly be free. So remember this. All right, I know no one likes homework, but what's next? We've got to take action now. So we have a few things we'd love for you to do. One is get a financial journal, get a notebook, a notepad, and write down all of your bills in order of priority. Write down the monthly payment, when it's due, how much, the balance, is it current, is it past due, write down all these other things. Write down if you got credit cards, write down what the balances are on those. What are the interest rates? Do I pay an annual fee? Where are my savings? What do I have it invested in? What amount of money do I have or don't have? Just very, very, very specific. Write all these things down so that you can get a very accurate picture of where you are right now. It will also empower you because, again, with this training and other future trainings that we will have together, we will learn that there is a better way if we are just very intentional with how we use our profession to create legacy, to create the future that we want, to create freedom. There's so much power in that. So this is in your homework. These are your action steps. So I want you to get that pen. I want you to get that pad and start writing. Now that we've done that exercise, knowing our numbers, getting very, very specific with where we are, we just can't skip that step. We have to start there so that then we can have an action plan to move forward and to actually feel like we are moving in the right direction. So once we've done that, then we can create a budget. We know what we're working with. We know from there we can begin to figure out, gosh, I need to have some emergency savings for those weeks. Sometimes as a beauty professional where maybe our sales are down, maybe it's summertime and it's vacation, or it's some other time of the year where sales can sometimes slump. Hey, I've got emergency funds, so I don't have to fret. My bills will be paid. I will resume with my life as I normally do. And then we can invest. We can create wealth. We can keep climbing. And that's what we want to do, step by step. And this is a quote by yours truly. Get your money, then get it right. So as beauty professionals, we know how to get the money, to make the money, the streams. But then we've got to get it right. And what I mean by getting it right is basically putting a purpose to our money. Each dollar will have a mission. Each cent will have a mission. I will control my money. I will not let there be a time where I don't know what happened. I don't know how $1,000 went through my account and I don't know what happened. I don't know where it went. I don't know where I spent it on. And then I have a bill that's due and not enough money to cover it. No, that won't happen. So yeah, we're going to get our money. We're going to use the gift that we have that's in our hands, that is used to create beauty all around us. And we're going to create that same beauty in our finances, creating finances that have a right harmony. They work together, they build, they keep you moving upward in the right direction. So don't forget that. Get your money, then get it right. Thank you for joining us today for Money Tips for Lash and Brow Artists. We are so glad you took time out of your busy schedule to just hear some tips that we have to share, and I hope they have helped you in some way. There will be future training as well as webinars and information to help our beauty professionals continue to grow in the space of financial freedom. We can do it. We just have to think about it a little bit differently. There will be more courses in terms of financial freedom, in terms of investing, how to invest, how to make our money grow, and how to manage it a lot better. So I am just looking forward to sharing with you even more. This is Tanya, the Eyebrow Lady, and I wish you a beautiful life filled with freedom and filled with the abundant life. Thanks for joining us.